Hello all, and it's day 2 of the G1. And yes, it is time to talk about this show in a very fast, well, probably not too fast because I never talk that fast about it. But here we go. The G1 Part 2. So this was, I would say this was all about as good as yesterday. I think it progressed a little bit better and it didn't feel as much of a letdown. But again, I think the reason why the first night was kind of a letdown, even though it was a really good show, was because it was the A block, and we were expecting this really high bar from the A bar, from the A block. So there we go. But so we start off with Yato Tetsuya taking on Gabriel Kidd. This was your really good young boys match, which I think makes it's really funny to see like the young boy matches because you see these guys that have very, sometimes not always, but usually very little experience, and they go out there and they put on these really good basic pro wrestling matches that are enjoyable. They're not going to change the world. They're not going to blow anything out of the water, but they're very enjoyable. They're fun to watch. They're good, and that's what we got. And I think it says a lot, especially when you see guys with maybe more experience put on matches that aren't as good, mainly because they're trying to do stuff they shouldn't do. And it says something about just going out there and doing a basic wrestling match because it can work. And there we go. Then we had Juice Robinson taking on Yoshi-HASHI. I thought this match was good. I know some people really, really like this match. I didn't like it that much. I'm not into either guy that much, so that's probably had something to do with it. But I thought the match was good. It went really long, which was weird to me, but personal tastes, personal tastes. So there we go. So that was cool. Then we had Yano taking on SANADA. This match turned into a pretty good Yano match, I guess. The ending where Yano basically won, not basically, he did win. He by using the tape because taping dudes together so that they can't get into the ring, basic Yano stuff. Isn't bad. I mean, I think everybody kind of just figures, okay, what are we going to get out of the Yano match, and that's kind of what we got. Then we got Kinta versus Goto. This was really good. I really like this. I am a big Kinta mark, so I, even now, and he showed like that part of Kenta that I think we all kind of always want to see a little bit more of, and so that was good. So if you like Kenta, that's a match to check out. Then we had Zack Sabre Jr. versus Evil. I love Zack Sabre Jr. I really, really, really hope that when everything is kind of back to somewhat normal, that ROH can pull something out of the hat, and whoever is the pure champion at least wrestle Zack Sabre Jr. for the Pure Championship, because that just sounds like such an awesome thing to me, especially if the guy that has the championship is really good, which I'm guessing is probably going to be the case. But yeah, this was really good. I really like this. The one negative is that it was evil, which means we got Bullet Club crappiness. This to me wasn't so bad just because Zack Sabre Jr. won, and when that's the case, I don't hate it quite as much. Again, I think a lot of it is we see so much of it. I think a lot of people see so much of it with WWE. I don't watch WWE at all, so it doesn't bother me as much. Though I will say that I think the way they do it isn't as good as WWE does. But I also think that part of that also is that the Japanese fans aren't like inundated with that stuff either, so it's not like a ugh when it happens. It's like it gets somewhat heat. I'm not gonna say heat, but it gets it does get the guys kind of over. But anyways, then we had Naido versus Tanahashi. This match ruled. This was awesome. This was basically Tanahashi and Naito going out there and doing what they can do. It was a long match, which was good. This was, they just, it was, if you follow me on Twitter, you would have seen me point out that, we had them basically take up the challenge that Ishii and Suzuki threw down, because they definitely did that. Good stuff. My only kind of thing on the night was I went, what, 3-2? Yeah, 3-2 on the night on my picks. That kind of sucked. Which probably means my B block isn't going to be so good, but we'll see. Maybe. I purposely, when I filled out and did my thing, I waited till the very last minute so I didn't overthink everything and just kind of just went with it. So it's not that big a deal. But yeah, 3-2 was a tough night. So there we go. Another good show. It's G1. You're gonna get a good show. Not a long show, so it's very easy to watch. You know, so there is that. They are in Japanese. I've heard some people complaining about that because I guess they don't realize that the American commentators are not over there. I believe is the issue, and couldn't get over there in time to like get everything, and then you have everything going on. It's basically throwback to us that you know, for a long time, this is how we watched, is we watched New Japan and had the Japanese commentary, and it's fine because the Japanese commentators get excited, and you can tell when they're excited, and you can tell when they're into something, and you can tell when they're, you know, you can tell that part of it, so that does add that much of it. If you need commentators that much, I don't know what to tell you. You can wait. That's all I can tell you, because I know eventually, I think they're going to put up I don't know what they're going to do, because it doesn't really bother me that much, so I don't care. But, yeah, another really good show. Wouldn't call this, yeah, I would call this a great show. I think this didn't, for whatever reason, didn't have the letdown of night 1, so we'll see if night 3, if the A block still has kind of that letdown, and therefore we're just being overly critical of the A block. But anyways, so there we go. I gotta mow the yard. Yeah, working night sucks because yeah, then you have to mow the yard at like 8 o'clock in the morning, so then you can go to bed, and yeah, don't wake up the neighbors. Get the neighbors mad at you. Not that you want to know that. But anyways, another thing. I'm thinking, and this is the plan. Friday night, we'll say 10 Eastern, so 9 Central. Maybe doing a live stream, live Q&A. We'll call it a live Q&A, and we'll see like how that goes. I think I've done them before, so we can do that. Just talk and do all of that stuff, because I think that would be a good thing. I think. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm thinking if I'll do enough stuff to where if it changes, I will let you know. And you can follow me on Twitter. I'll put my Twitter. I'm sure most of you probably follow me on Twitter already, but I'll put my Twitter tag in the description. So with that, I am out. Remember, if you subscribed and you really want to subscribe, then you gotta hit the stupid bell. You can't like just hit the subscribe button because Google sucks and they made YouTube like impossible. But anyways, with that, I'm out. Have a good one. Later. Have fun. All of that.